All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning to you all. It's a blessed day to be here with you. And I just want to say that again. It's a wonderful and it's a blessed day to be here on this earth, especially with you and your family. I just want to encourage you every single day from now on. There's nothing better than the breath that you breathe, because that means you have another opportunity to make things right. And I want to say good morning to you all. Welcome to Family Morning Transformation with yours truly, DMPSpeaks. Like I said, I'm glad to be in front of you on today. I hope you and your family are doing well. I know you guys are getting up and getting ready, you're getting your coffee, or you're getting a snack, or getting the kids together. But before you run out the house, if you have a moment, I want you to just, if you can move, if you can put it in your car, whatever you need to do, I want you to listen to what we have to say, because today it's going to be kind of interesting, but it's something that is necessary. So if this is your first time, my name is David Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMPSpeaks. I am a speaker, soon to be author. I am a board certified Christian counselor, but I'm a personal development coach for families, because I believe every family has and deserves transformation. So today's topic today is resolving family conflict. I'll say it again, resolving family conflict. And I need you guys to share this on your pages, share it with your friends, your family members, ones that live in your house, share it. Because what does it mean to resolve family conflict? Well, you're resolving the conflict that's in your family. You're resolving the issue that's in your family. You're resolving things that are not working anymore. And you've been going on the same way. Because when it comes to conflict, I don't care how much money you have or you don't have. There is some kind of conflict, but there are different levels, this is my opinion, of conflict. We all are going to have some kind of disagreement with each other. That's just going to happen because we're human and we have differences of opinions. And sometimes those opinions get misconstrued, right? There are assumptions that happen. But where the conflict comes in is that it continues to go on. There's no resolve. There are no solutions. So the conflict continues to happen in the family relationship, and it starts to spread. And I hate to use this analogy, but it is true. It starts to spread like cancer. And the conflict grows and it festers. Attitudes flare up. Small disagreements come into big conflicts and big arguments. So I want to talk about how to resolve these family things, but let's be certain of this. In conflict, in resolving conflict, we have to learn how to forgive first. Only got a few more minutes. We got to learn how to forgive one another. That should be the first thing. For resolving the conflict in your family to happen, you got to forgive. I'll say it again. For family conflict to decrease, we have to forgive. Forgiveness is one of the most strongest tools that God has given anyone, especially the family. We got to be able to forgive one another. But after we forgive, and we're in the process of forgiving, as we are resolving the conflict in the family, and we're having that family meeting, we're having that sit down, we have to, and you have to, discuss the issue with a clear mind and not a negative thought. Because if you come in there with an attitude, if you come in there blaming, right, or shaming, the conflict is going to continue to grow. or even get out of hand. You have to have, when you're discussing that issue or problem, you have to do it with a clear mind. If your intention is to resolve the issue, I'll say it again. If your intention is to resolve the family issue, you have to come in there and not do the blame game. You're talking about the issue. And if somebody is the issue, you don't single them out. You do it in a way that says, Johnny, I love you, but when you do this, you affect me and your mom and your brother or your sister, and it keeps our family from growing. Instead of you saying, Johnny, when you do this, no, I'm not saying you got to be patty cake. No. Because we live in a real society. So sometimes your people flare up, your attitude flare up, but you got to have self-control, right? Because I know I have an attitude. I got ways about me that I still need to change, and God is still working on me, right? But I had to recognize, okay, when you have conflict, you don't flare it up with your attitude, right? You be as calm as you can be so that you can have some resolve, right? Again, not putting the blame on one person, but talking and speaking to the family because you want to fix the issue together. We have to be able to fix our issues in our homes together and not separately. You might say, well, DMPSpeaks, why can't we single that person out? Because how is that going to how is it going to make things better? If you're singling people out, you're yelling and you're screaming just to get your point across. Do you know how much energy that you have to put out to do that? It's exhausting. And why would you want to be exhausted when you're trying to figure out what plan of execution, what system are you going to put together with your family so that you can get resolved from this issue or problem? So we got to check our attitudes and our mental doors before we have these conversations. I'm talking about parents and I'm talking about teens, and it's hard for teens, right? But as mature adults, this is a growth area that a lot of us suffer in. We suffer in this area because we're not honest with ourselves. And what do I mean by we're not honest with ourselves? We're not honest with ourselves because we know we are very angry, we're tired, right? We're frustrated. And I'm not saying that you can't raise your voice. I'm not saying that. But you got to have control with your volume. You got to be calm as much as you can be. Be calm. But the other thing that I want to talk about in the next few minutes that I have is actively listening. If somebody is talking, if one of your children or your child is talking, you have to actively listen. It's more than just, oh, you're hearing what they're saying. Are you listening to what they're saying? Again, we're here to resolve the family conflict, so you can't keep cutting them off. I've been guilty of that. When I've had conflict with my son, I will cut him off because I want him to hear my point. But the error in that was, if you want your child to talk, you gotta be able to actively listen. If it's your spouse, you gotta actively listen. You might not even like what they're saying, but again, what is the reason for resolving the family conflict? So that you guys can move together. Move together. Seriously, I know that's not good speech, but you're moving together in this space, and after you leave this space, you're going to move on together. But if you're going to communicate your side of the story, you have to do it again without blaming, and everybody should get a chance to talk. And why am I shining a light on this? Because this is an issue. This is a opposition. This is a place where a lot of families don't get over this hurdle. They have the family meeting, but it doesn't turn out well. They go to counseling once, and when things flare up, they don't go back. We have to change this narrative. We have to change this dynamic. What is God's plan for your family? Is to resolve your issues, to not allow them to continue to go on like they are. So in my closing, please share this with someone. Let's do a better job to resolve our issues that we have in our family, because family is all you have. Well, however your family looks, if you're with your grandmother and it's just you and your mom, or just you and your dad, that's your family. If you're living with your cousin, that's your family. But we got to resolve the family conflict so that we can go together, and be better. That's what I want to say. So in my closing, I want to encourage somebody. There's somebody out there that needs the program that God has given me, and it's called the Family Transformation Program, to help you grow in some areas of your family dynamic so we can make your family healthy than it's ever been before. Taking the 12 weeks to do some hard digging and deep issue work so that we can have resolve for our families. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. I want to show you some information, but I will see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Family Morning Transformation. And I do believe every family deserves transformation. Peace.